Welcome to Breaking News. I'm Miley and bring for you latest news on today. A former U.S. Marine killed 12 people as he opened fire in California country music bar packed with college students. America's latest mass shooting took place in Borderline Bar and Gillian Thousand Oaks, a leafy, middle-class city near Los Angeles.
The gunman Ian David Long, 28, had served in the Marines for 5 years until 2013, earning the rank of corporal, and had been deployed as a machine gunner to Afghanistan in 2010. He was believed to be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. In April this year, police were called to his home 5 miles from the bar where he lived with his mother because he was behaving angrily and erratically. A mental health crisis team was dropped in but concluded Long didn't need to be hospitalized. Wearing a black hooded top and a balaclava over his face, Long approached the borderline, which was holding a regular college country night at 11:20 p.m. on Wednesday. He shot dead the bouncer before moving inside, killing more staff, throwing smoke bombs, and shooting customers at random, including people lying injured on the floor. He then shot himself dead in the bar's office. Long was armed with a legally owned Glock handgun, but it had a high-capacity magazine which is illegal in California. The dead include the first police officer on the scene, Sergeant Ron Hillis, 54. Ventura County Sheriff Geoff Dean said, "He went in there to save people and made the ultimate sacrifice. It's a horrific scene in there. There's blood everywhere. It's hell." He said no motive for the shooting had been established, but the gunman obviously had something going on in his head. Long dropped out of college in California in 2016 towards the end of a sports degree. Last year, Long explained on Shadowspear, an internet forum for special forces soldiers, his decision to drop out of his college sports degree. He wrote, "Maybe the ego got the better of me, but it took only one time for a 19-year-old athlete to talk down to me and tell me how to do my job that I realized this wasn't the career I wanted." Described the incident in April, Sheriff Dean said, "Officers felt he might be suffering from PTSD, the fact he was a veteran and had been in the Corps. They called our crisis intervention team, our mental health specialist who met with him, talked to him, and cleared him." A recent survey named Thousand Oaks the third safest city in the United States. Donald Trump, the U.S. president, said he had been fully briefed on the terrible shooting and ordered flags to be flown at half-staff at public buildings. It was the latest chapter in America's epidemic of gun violence, happening 10 days after a gunman killed 11 people at a synagogue in Pittsburgh. Jerry Nadler, a leading Democrat congressman in Washington, said an attempt to introduce a new law on universal background checks for gun buyers would begin when the House of Representatives convenes, with a Democratic majority, in January. He said, "We must find a way to stop the senseless and many times preventable killings that are robbing our country of innocent lives."
And this story appears in Breaking News, a news format on the latest tweets and turns around victims in mass shooting. Subscribe and follow us along with more about the situation of victims' family. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the duration of today's program. Thank you for watching.